So why did you leave your last job? That's a tricky question. I can almost guarantee that in your next interview, this question would come up. Now, unless you've never worked a day in your life and this is kind of your first job, then if that's the case, I would suggest you watch my other videos on interview challenges, right? But in this case, if you worked for somebody, right, and then now you're applying for your next position. Now keep in mind, there are only a few scenarios, and I'm gonna give you some scripts and words that you could say and how to handle these different objections. So why did you leave your last job? Let's say take a first example that you actually left the last job. You didn't get fired, you left the job. What you don't wanna do is never ever put down your ex-boss or your ex-company. Because the minute you do that, first of all, it feels that you are kind of holding grudges or that you're bad-mouthing somebody else as an employer, like, oh, if you leave this job, is that what you're gonna do to me? So don't do that. And don't share stuff that gets very personal, emotional, where, oh, I don't feel like I'm being valued, I don't feel like I'm getting paid enough. That's not how you bring it up either, right? Because again, as an employer, I would worry if you come in the company, is that what you're gonna be thinking, right? Am I bringing in a bad apple? So let's say you walk out of that environment and you quit that business. So here's something that you could say. So why did you leave your last job? And you could say, well, I enjoy the 3 years that I worked in ABC company, and we actually took the company from X to Y, right? And during that time, I've learned a lot and I met some amazing people. But you know, it's time I feel like I'm ready for more, and I feel that I could do more, and I'm looking for a new position in your company to take on more challenges and to grow and to be more. You see how that works, right? You're explaining it, you're not putting anybody down, you're just simply saying, you know, it's my personal choice that I want to grow, I want to do more, and I believe I could do more. So as an employer, from my perspective, okay, this person is looking for a bigger platform. That's normal, everybody wants to grow. You're not bad-mouthing anybody, so that's a very good reply. Now, on the other hand, what if you actually got laid off, right? It's some corporate restructuring and you got laid off. So how do you bring that up? It's no good when you bring it up. Well, you know what, one day I walked in the office and the VP of Human Resources just handed me a letter and I'll pack my stuff and here I am today, I'm applying for this job. No, that's not what you say. Okay, don't say that. Let's say you're working for a gaming company. Explain the scenario. You know, I've been with this gaming company for almost 5 years, and in the last 2 years, we've invested millions of dollars developing these 2 games, and unfortunately, none of those sold very well, and the company lost millions and millions of dollars. See, nothing personal, it just, things happen, the company made some bad investments, and that's what, and here I am today, right? So that feels very neutral, doesn't it, right? It doesn't feel like you're attacking anybody. It doesn't feel like you're acting like a victim. It's just the company made some bad decisions and they lost money and they had to let some people go. Now, of course, afterwards, you might need to insert some of your personal stories, kind of a little bit after that, because you set the stage, the frame, but now you got to explain how that relates to your skill sets, what you could bring to this new company that you're applying for, right? Another scenario, now maybe you got fired because of your attitude, your performance, your personality. I hope that's not the case, but that might be the case. If that's the case, you gotta look within, what are some of the things you gotta shift, what are some of the things you gotta improve, because the same shit is gonna happen in the next job, right? Assuming you're correcting that. So here's what you could say. You know, I have been the VP for this company for 4 years now, and during that time, I have learned a lot, and again, results, we have been able to expand, we've been able to got these results, and we've been able to develop new territories, whatever it might be. One day, the CEO feels like the vision that they have, management changes, that they feel like they want to bring on somebody new, they feel like my strengths no longer match the vision of the company. And so then I'm here seeking new challenges to bring everything I've learned from the previous company, the new skills, the experience, the context I have, to be able to put my talents to work in this new position. That's it. Keep it very, very, very simple. So you are acting, you are talking, you are behaving like a professional. Don't get too emotional. Don't get, oh man, I don't know why they fired me. No, very logical and say, hey, here's what happens. Here's why I'm here. Here's what I'm looking for. Don't badmouth anybody. Don't put them down, right? Just Be very neutral. And then the interviewer, the employer would be, now they would ask you other different types of questions without teaching other videos. And don't spend too much time on this. Don't go on and on and on, because I see this a lot too. Don't tell them the whole, like, your entire history in that company. 30 seconds, 1 minute. Got it? Comment below and let me know if this works for you. Next time, you know what to say. When someone asks you, hey, why did you leave your last job? What's the deal here? You can reply as a professional.